All right. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to Easy Tech Academy. At Easy Tech Academy, we train aspiring professionals on the skills they need to thrive and become global tech talents. Tonight, we are having a community section. It's 100% free, and I want to encourage everybody to ensure to join community hour. If you are part of Easy Tech community, these are events we host. These are events we believe that our community members can benefit from. And then you are part of us. We cherish you. We are not just creating group for creating sake. I can choose to dissolve the group. But why we have created this group is so as to learn together. You will not have the financial capacity to go for the master class, but this free section will help you. We build you. We've hosted sections on SQL. We've hosted section on Excel. We've hosted section to help you share your challenges, like a lot of sections. But tonight, we are here. I'll be looking at Power BI. Some of you don't know Power BI, and that's why we are here. Some of you know Power BI, but you want to advance your knowledge. That's why you're here. I want to believe that you are here with your PC, with your laptop. You're going to learn a whole lot. Once again, you're welcome to Easy Tech Community Hour. We always host this event or this section third Saturday in every month. Third Saturdays in every month is always a practical session where you have hands-on section on data analysis tools. Okay, let's move on. Welcome once again. I don't want to take our time. Easy Tech, I've explained Easy Tech. Some of you are familiar with Easy Tech. Of course, we have Easy Tech. That's where we train students, right? Good. We also have Easy Tech Talent, right? That's where we actually have projects. Students will work on the project, and then the best student will be awarded. What makes us unique is always hands-on section. There's mentorship for you. It's community driven. We have expert instructor. We also have vision beyond the classroom. Our roadmap for tonight, we're going to be learning together. We're also going to take action. You're going to learn together. You're going to take action. And also, you're also going to look at how to monetize your skill. So many of you have this skill, but you cannot monetize it. Please, you need to learn. Tonight, we have an amazing guest who will be guiding us on this practical section. And I want you to give me some virtual applause as I welcome him and as I also read his bio. We have Mr. Lawrence Emmanuel. He is a data analyst and also a Power BI developer with strong experience in Excel, in SQL, and also in Power BI, and that is data visualization. He currently serves as a lead facilitator at AirTech Academy, where he teaches data analytics and supports learners in developing practical industry-ready skills. Mr. Lawrence is also a student of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at the Federal University of Technology, Akure. I'm not seeing your clap. He is passionate about transforming raw data into clean, actionable insight that empowers informed decision making. I would love everybody on this call to join welcome Mr. Emmanuel Lawrence. Mr. Emmanuel Lawrence, personally, I'm so much excited to have you join us tonight. And I believe that all who are participating in tonight's session gets to learn a whole lot from you. So please, once again, join me as I welcome Mr. Emmanuel on stage as he walks us through Power BI for data visualization. So please, if you're here to a laptop, you're going to learn a lot. Please, let's take this section very, 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 very serious. Let's take it serious, right? Thank you so much. Mr. Emmanuel, can we have you now, sir?
All right, sir. Good evening. Can we hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear you
anyone
loud
hear me?
and clear. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, sir. So, thank you very much for this opportunity. So, for me to share my knowledge among with everyone on this call today. So today I will be introducing us. I'll be teaching you how to build a dashboard, an interactive dashboard on Power BI. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen so we can start. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry. I can't share my screen right now. I'm also ask the meeting host to turn on the sharing screen option.
All right, I'm doing that now. Sorry about that. I'm doing that now. Sorry about that, Mr. Emmanuel. I don't know why you should be able to do it. It's not turned up.
Okay.
Please, can you try?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that now. It's not allowing me.
This is serious. All right, please try it now. Yeah, try it now. Perfect. We can see your screen now. Your mic is muted. So please, the data set for tonight's section is already available for you. So when you're joining, you get to see it. Thank you.
So all right, so this is on Power BI. So the data set has been shared already to the Google Drive. So you can download the data set from there. So today I'm going to be working with a superstore sales data set. So now I'm going to be clicking on blank report. I'm going to be starting from here. So now today I'm going to talk about Microsoft Power BI. So first of all, what is Power BI? So Power BI is a business analytics and data visualization tool developed by Microsoft. That's why it's called Microsoft Power BI. And it helps individuals and organizations to turn raw data into interactive dashboard, reports, and actionable insights. So today we are going to be working with the superstore sales as I have said earlier. So with that, so the file I sent is a CSV file. So we are going to be importing our data set into Microsoft Power BI. So to do that, I will click on get data here. Click on get data. Then I'm going to click on text/CSV because we are importing a CSV file. We are importing a CSV file. So once I click on text/CSV, then this is the data set that we are going to be using. Can we all see it? A sample superstore. Then I'll click on it. Then I'll click on open. So now the data set is being imported into Power BI. Right. Okay, so just let's go. Okay, yeah. So this is a preview of the data set, right? So these are the columns and everything. So if I scroll to the right, so this is everything that the data set actually contains. So all right, so now I'm going to be clicking on transform data because I want to make some transformation on that particular data set. And to transform the data set, so Power BI we have to take me to Power Query to do my transformation. So I don't want to load the data because there are still some things I need to fix in this data set before I finally load it into Power BI for data visualization. So I have to prepare my data in the kitchen. So the kitchen here is Power Query. So I have to prepare my data in the kitchen. So do my cleaning, do my formatting. So divide my my data set into fact tables and dimension tables before I finally load it into Power BI for modeling and visualization. So I'm going to click on transform data. Transform data. So now it's going to take me into Power Query. Okay, it's loading. Okay, yeah. So this is my data set in Power Query. So you can see it up here, Power Query Editor. So now I have my row ID and everything. So now the first thing I want us to do before working on any data set is to do something. We call it profiling. We call it, it's a concept we call profiling. So a profiling is just like a quick preview of your data set. So I know some of you, your Power Query might not be having this valid, error, empty. So I'll show you how to okay, I'm sorry. So I'll show you how to quickly do that before we start on my transformation. So let's perform the concept of profiling to just see a quick preview or to know what our data set is trying to see. So I'll come to view. So once I get to view, so can we all see column profile and column quality? So currently it's going to be checked if you are just putting it for the first time. So you click on column quality. It's going to show you the number of empty records, the number of errors, and valid of the values we have in that particular column. Now click on column profile just to quickly preview my data. So this is my row ID. So now I can see we have distinct 1000, unique 1000. So in Power Query, it actually imports 1000 records of your data. So it's working based on 1000. So even if you're having 5000 records, right? So Power Query is only work based on 1000. So now this is my order ID. This is my order ID. So I have my distinct value. So you use this one to check for errors. You use it to check for blanks. So in case you're having maybe blanks, a blank cells in any of these columns, you're going to see it here. It's going to show you empty. It's going to show a value here. You show you the values of the cells that are empty. So now I'm just doing a quick preview. Now I can't see anything. My empty is what, 0. So that means my data set is all right. So now let me check my chip mode. Nothing. My customer ID, nothing. Customer name. Okay, this is just a quick preview of my data. Then keep scrolling to segment. Then to the country, right? Then city, state. All right, so nothing. Then just a quick preview of my data before we start anything. So to know if I'm going to be having maybe empty cells or values. This is my product ID, my category, my subcategory. Right? Okay, I guess they're all fine. I guess they're all fine. So this is my sales.
Your
My
screen is not displaying.
My screen is not displaying. Can anyone else see?
Yes, I can see your screen clearly.
You
Yes.
show you.
Mr. Lawrence, please stop presenting. Mr. Lawrence, please stop presenting.
Somebody is showing another screen.
Go
Someone
offline.
else is
Get back
presenting.
on.
Someone else is sharing his screen. This allowance.
He's showing.
Okay, yeah. So I've removed him, so he will rejoin. I've removed that Mr. Allowance. So Mr. Emmanuel, so sorry, you can start sharing now, and then you can take over.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. So can we also see my screen now?
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Well, how are we going to know what you have discussed earlier?
Discussed earlier. I don't get your question.
Like, can you give something like to revise what you just did earlier?
Okay, I'm just performing the concept of profiling. I'm just trying to check my columns to see if they are missing values or missing record. So you come to your view, and you come to column quality and column profile. So currently it is, maybe on your hand, it is unchecked. So you're going to check it. So you click on it, column quality and column profile, just to do a quick preview of your data. So I'm just trying to check if I'm having missing values or empty cells. So but currently I'm having nothing. So I'm just trying to check my sales. So I've checked for the rest of the columns. So I'm going to be starting from sales and quantity. So you can say my empty here is 0. So just to show you that, okay, I'm having all my values here are intact. Then this is my discount and my profit. So now this is that. So we've done that already. So I'm going to uncheck my column profile. So I can just leave my column quality there. So now I'm going to divide this table. This table is a very, very big table, and it can be divided into subtables, right? So I'm going to be dividing it into 3 extra tables. So I'm going to be dividing it into is the customer table. So I want it to have the customer ID, the customer name, and the segment. The second one I'm dividing it into is the location. I'll call it the location table, which is going to have my my country, my city, the state, the postal code, and the region. You know, all of these columns are actually location based. Then I'm going to be doing another one. Coming in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing the table also into another one called the product table, which is going to contain the product ID, the category, and subcategory, and also product name. Okay, yeah. So now I'm going to divide all of these tables into subtables, and those subtables are called dimension tables. Those subtables are called dimension tables. So now let's go. Let me do that now. Let me do that now. So now I'm going to duplicate this original table into 3. So to do that, I'll just right click on it. I'll click on duplicate. Can you also duplicate? I click on it. So it has duplicated it already. Then I'll duplicate it again. So I want to duplicate it 3 times. Then I'll do it again one more time. Okay, all right. So I have this duplicate 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to be renaming this one. I'm going to be calling this my fact table. So I'll explain what a fact table is. I'm going to call this my fact table. So now to rename, you can just rename it here and call it Superstore Fact. So I can rename here and call it Superstore Fact. So I just put underscore FT to mean fact, underscore FT for fact. I click on enter. All right. So now the first one here, I want this one to be based on to be based on, I said I'll go to divide into three, right? So the first one is based on customer. So now I want this one to only contain my customer data, which is my customer ID, customer name, and what? Segment. So I'm only doing for these three. So I'm going to hold control on my keyboard, click on customer ID, I'm coming, then click on customer name, click on segment. Then I'm going to remove other columns that are present in this particular table. So to do that, I will right click and I'll click on remove other columns. So I'm removing other columns because I only want the customer ID, the customer name, and the segment to remain here. So I will click on remove other columns. So once I remove it, now we can say we have only customer ID, customer name, and segment. So now I'm going to rename this data set, this table rather, and call it customer dimension table. I'll call it customer DIN. So this represents customer dimension table. So the next one I'm going to do for country, right? So location. So I'm going to leave everything that has to do with location here, which is the country, the city, the state, the postal code, and region, right? Yes. Sorry. And region. All right. Okay, the next one is product ID. So I'm going to be removing other columns. So right click, the same method we used. I'm going to click on remove other columns. So once I remove other column, now I have this. I'm going to call this location dimension table. So I call this location dimension table. All right. So and the lastly is this one. So I'm going to this one is going to be for product. This is going to be the product table. So to do that, I'll just click on product name. I'm coming. Sorry. Starting from the product ID rather. From product ID to the category, coming. Product ID, category, subcategory, and name. Right? So I'm going to right click and also remove other columns. So now this one is so to write, you can also rename by right clicking on this table here, on the name here, and click on rename. So there are different ways of renaming your table. So I can call this product dimension table. So now you have hearing me saying fact table and dimension table. So what are fact tables? So fact tables are tables that contains numerical data. So they contains quantitative and measurable data. So any data you are seeing, maybe the sales, the product, sorry, the sales, the profit, the date, they just contain numerical data, and they also contain foreign keys. Foreign keys. So that's what fact tables are. So what are dimension tables? So we know we created a customer dimension table, a location dimension table, and a product dimension table. So what are dimension tables? Dimension tables are they contain descriptive data. Dimension tables contain descriptive data. So if you check my customer dimension now, you can say I have customer ID, customer name, and segment, right? So this customer ID, let's use this one as an example. This CG12520 is trying to explain that, okay, this is the customer ID of this customer, and this is the name of this customer, which is Clark Butte, and this is the segment customer here. So customers dimension tables contains descriptive data. They explain the particular data, maybe based on their primary key, right? So dimension tables contains primary key, which is their sole unique identifier. Dimension tables contains primary key, which is their sole unique identifier, while fact table contains foreign keys. So now, and again, something you need to note about dimension tables is that dimension tables do not contain duplicate records. They are all unique values. You can't have a dimension table that has a duplicate record. So I have to remove all the duplicates in a dimension table, because I can't have example for this number 1 and number 2 here. You can see they are both the same values, the same ID, the same customer name, and the same segment. So that cannot appear in a dimension table. You have to remove all the duplicates in a dimension table. So to do that, I'll just click on my customer ID, come to, okay, just right click on it and click on remove duplicate. Can we all see this? Remove duplicate. So once I remove duplicate, it's going to remove all the duplicates present in the dimension table. Dimension table must not contain any duplicates. So I'll do the same for my location dimension table, which is so I'm going to do the location now. The key here we're going to be using is the postal code. We're going to be using the postal code here as the primary key, because I told you dimension tables contains primary key, right? So the sole unique identifier in this location, since we don't have something like maybe a location ID, but we have a postal code, so we can use the postal code here as the primary key. So I'll click on this Then I'll right click and click on remove duplicate, right? Because they are going to contain duplicate records. Now for my product dimension table now, I have to do the same. So I'll right click here and click on what? Remove duplicate. Sorry, remove duplicate. So now to confirm it, so it's just based on what we've done before with the art of profiling. I can come to my column profile here. So once I come to my column profile, can we all see my customer ID contains 793 distinct and 793 unique. So this automatically tells me that my dimension table is correct because it contains unique values. If I come to my location and I check let's say I check my postal code, right? So once I check my postal code, can you see I'm having the same thing? 731 distinct, 731 unique. Then my product. Once I check my product, then my product ID now. I have, can you see 1000 distinct, 1000 unique. So this is just a way of confirming what we are doing. And so we have to understand what we want to get, what we want to know to get it. So now let's go to our fact table. So now I think I explained what fact tables are. They contains numerical value and they contain quantitative and measurable data, right? So now I want to remove anything that has description. Like, we divided this table into three: customer, location, product. So now I told you fact tables contains foreign keys and numerical data. So I don't want to see anything description. Something like customer name, I don't want to see it in my fact table. I don't want to see segment in my fact table. I don't want to see country, city, state, regions, and under my product, I don't want to see category, subcategory, product name. These are descriptions. They are descriptive data. So I don't want to see that in my fact tables. So I'll go to my fact table, then I'll click on, okay, raw ID will be there, order ID will be there, order date will be there, ship date will be there, ship mode will be there. Once I scroll, I have so now I have what else do I have? I have customer ID is going to be there. I'm clicking on those columns. Customer name will be there, customer segment will be there, country will be there. So I'll scroll again. I think I need my postal code to be there, right? My postal code is going to be there. Then product ID will be there, right? Then what else? I have my sales. Yeah, my sales will be there. My quantity will be there. Then lastly, my discount will also be there, and profit. Okay, sorry. Discount and profit. So let me do that again. Sorry, everything unchecked. I'm unselected rather. It is pro ID, order date, ship date, ship mode. Then I have customer ID. What's happening? Report is issue. Okay, so let's do one by one then. So now, okay, I've selected this. Okay, ship mode. I'll click on ship mode. I'll click on customer data. All right, so customer ID. Now click on what again? Postal code. Now click on what again? Product ID. Then what again? Sales. Click on sales. Click on quantity. Then lastly, discount and profit. I'm going to be removing other columns. So I'll right click on that, click on remove other columns because the ones I highlighted is going to stay in my facts table. So I'm going to remove other columns. So now I've removed them. So you can see my facts table now. It only contains numerical data. So can you see, and it only contains foreign key, contains numerical data and what? Foreign keys. So now something about fact table is that they can contain duplicate records. So it's not, you're not going to remove any duplicates from your fact table. You have to leave them like that because I'm going to be joining my fact table to my dimension table. So leave all the duplicates in my fact table. I'm going to leave them like that. So now I guess we are done with our transformation, right? So I'm done with our transformation. So I can now take my data now into Power BI for modeling. So now to take it into Power BI, I'll click on Home. Now I'll click on Close and Apply. So I want to apply all of these changes and load them into Power BI. So I'll click on Close and Apply. So now this is currently my Power BI. So it's going to load all those changes now and bring it into Power BI. So let's give it a few seconds. So few seconds. Okay, it's currently loading. Okay. Okay. Superstore facts. Loading data. All right. Detecting relationship. Right. So all my data are loaded already. They are all loaded. So if I to see my data, I'll come to my, so in my Power BI, we have the report view, we have the table view, the ones you need the most. So you need the report view, you need the table view, and you need the modeling view. Report, table, some people call this table data view, anyone. So you can either call it a table view or a data view. Then once I click on my table view now, I can see my customer data. Okay, I'm coming. So my customer data now, can you see it contains customer ID, customer name segment, everything created in Power Query. This is everything now in Power BI. And then my product, this is my product, and my facts table, this is my fact table. So before I go into the modeling, this is the modeling. So I guess Power BI automatically created the modeling for me. But before I go into the modeling section, I'm going to create a calendar dimension table. So in our in our fact table, we have something we call, let me go there. We have something we call order date. So this is my order date here. So I want to create a calendar table for this order date because we're going to be creating some time intelligence function. We're going to be using some time intelligence function rather in when we're writing DAX query, when you're trying to create measures. So to do that, we have to have a calendar dimension table. So now we're going to create a calendar dimension table. So to do that, so I'll come over, so I will come over to modeling, and I'll click on new table. Can you all see new table? Click on new table. So it said write a DAX expression to create a new table. So I'll click on new table, and I'm going to be calling this calendar dimension table. So calendar dimension underscore dimension dim. So calendar dimension table equals to so now I'm going to be using the calendar function. I'm going to be using the calendar function to bring our, because I'm trying to extract my order dates now. So my order date that I just showed you, I'm going to be using the calendar calendar function rather. Then, so in the calendar function, it's asking me for two parameters, which is start date and the end date. It's asking me for the start date and the end date. For the start date, I want my start date to be the minimum date in my order dates table, in my order date column rather. You know, when you're having January 1, January 2, January 3, January 4. So your start date is the minimum, which is what? January 1. So that's what it means. I'm going to be using the minimum function, which is what? min. So min of the what? Order date. This is my order date in my facts table. I close my bracket. Then comma, the end date here is the maximum date, which is what? max. I'm going to be using the max function, and I'm going to say order date, right? So I'll close my bracket and I'll close my bracket. So once I click on enter, this is going to create a calendar dimension table for me. So I told you earlier that dimension tables contains unique values. So if I show you here, let me show you in the table view. Can you all see? This is my calendar dimension table. So if I just click on date here, just a preview under, you can see table calendar dimension 1458 rows, then 1458 distinct values. So I told you that dimension tables contains distinct and what and unique values. So you can see that we are correct. So now, with that being done, so let's create our modeling now. So okay, before creating our modeling rather, sorry. So in my calendar dimension table, I want to, for my date here, I want to extract my month, my year, my weekday, and my quarter. So I want to extract my day, month, year, weekday, and quarter. So to do that, I'll click on new column because I'm trying to create a new column for it, not a measure. I'm not creating a measure. I'm creating a column. There's something we call calculated columns and measures. So I'm creating a new column. I'll click on new column. So once I click on new column, I'm going to be creating let's create our month first. So I'll be creating our month. So month equals to, I'm going to be using the format function, format. Then the value here is what? So I want to format my what? I want to format the date in my calendar dimension table, not the one in my fact table. The date in my calendar dimension table. So I just click on calendar dimension. I'm going to see the date here. So this is the date. Then, and the format method is going to be what? Just like Excel. So I'll click on this. I'll click on enter. So once I click on enter, so can we all see that's created my month for me already? So can we all see January? If I click on the drop down, April, August, December, down to the rest. Can you all see that? So now let's do the same for year. Let's do the same for year. So let me create a new column. So I'll do the same for year. So I'll call it year. Year equals to format, still using the same format. So format calendar, format the date in my calendar. Let me call it calendar first. Calendar, the date in my calendar dimension table. Then I call it y. Okay. Enter. Now I'm going to be extracting what again? The quarter. So new column. I'm going to be extracting the quarter. So that's going to be what? Equals to, that will be quarter. Quarter equals to, so I'm going to be joining. So quarter equals to what? Quarter now. Then I'm going to be using the quarter function, then the calendar date. So now if I should do this the one for quarter now, if I should do this, it's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 because we're only having 4 quarters in a year, right? So now I want to include Q to the name. So I can know that it's quarter 1, just to like add more description to it. Quarter 1, quarter 2. So to do that, I'll just put Q here in this double quote. I call it Q. Then I'm going to join everything using the ampersand symbol, which is this. Then I click on enter. Once I click on enter, you can see we have Q1 like that. So it's divided into Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So now I need to extract my weekday. So let's do our weekday also. New colon. So I'll call this weekday. Weekday is equals to what? Format. Calendar dimension date, right, as DDDD. All right. Okay, so are we all following? Let me know if you are following. Just put in some, just say we are following in the chat. So let me just confirm if you are all following. Are we all following? Are we all following? Just confirm it in the chat. Okay. I can see that. Okay, I can see that. So now we've done our calendar dimension table here, right? So now let's go and create our modeling. Let's create our modeling. So our modeling creates a relationship between the fact table and the dimension table. Currently, there is no relationship between those two tables. You know, we divided the old table into fact and dimension tables, right? So now there's no relationship between both of them. So in the model section here, we're going to be creating a relationship between the fact table and the dimension table. And we're going to produce a schema, which is called star schema. We have two types of schema. We have the star schema, we have the snowflake schema. But this dataset only provides us with a star schema, not a snowflake. So we're going to be, this is a star schema. So now my fact table here is in the middle. So Power BI automatically created the modeling for us, apart from this calendar dimension table we just created. So you can see that Power BI already joined these two tables together. So now when you are using a star schema, it's going to create a one-to-many relationship between your fact table and your dimension table. So this is my fact, this is my dimension table. Can we all see? You can see one. Let me zoom it very well. So we can all see that it's writing 1 year and writing star here. This star means many. So if I double click on this line, so can you see it's creating a one to many? Can we all see this? Many to one or one to many. They both mean the same thing. So we have different type of relationship, cardinality rather. We have one to one, one to many, many to many. So Power BI is that's because it's saying many to one or one to many because my product dimension table contains unique values, and in the fact table it contains duplicate record. So now it's joining one of those unique values to its corresponding duplicate record in the fact table. And that's why it's creating a one-to-many relationship. So let's just say that. So now, so in case Power BI has not done that for you, so let me just show you how to do one. So let me delete this relationship. So let me show you how to do it. In case maybe on your own hand is not showing something like that. So you're going to drag this product ID down to the product ID here. So once you drag it down, this menu will pop up and you just click on save. So once you click on save.
Sometimes you
Okay, someone asked the question.
Okay, Mr. Oketaiwo Esther, your hand is raised. Do you have questions?
Mr.
Mr. or Mrs. Okay, the hand is down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so now this creates a one-to-many relationship. So this is where you can create it. So let me do for this one also, just an example. So I'm joining them based on my customer ID. So I'll click on customer ID here, and I'll drag it to the customer ID here. So once I drag and drop there, can you all see one-to-many relationship? Once I click on save, then, okay, that's all. So now I'm going to be adding my calendar table also, because my calendar table does not have any relationship with my fact table. I'm going to be joining my calendar table to my fact table based on the order date. We know we did it based on the order date. So I'll scroll to where order date is. I get this order date. I'm going to be joining this date and this order date together. So once I drag it and drop it at order date, it's also going to create a one-to-many relationship. Then I click on save. So now I'm currently done with the modeling aspect of it. So now what we've done is that we've created a highly normalized data. Before we had the denormalized data, that was just a single table. So now we distributing or separating those table, the single table into facts table and dimension table. We've now created a highly normalized table. So now let's start creating our measures. So we have to start creating our measures. So because of our time, I'm going to be creating just a few number of measures for us. So now to do that, so I'll just have to come to, so let's go back to Power Query. So to go back to Power Query, just click on transform data, then click on this. So now I'm currently in my Power Query. So I want to create a new table. I just want to create a new table. I'm going to be calling it measures. So I'll come to where is it here? Enter data. So I'll click on enter data. Once I click on enter data, then I'll click on the table name. I'll call it measures. So I want my table name to be called measures. Measures. All right. And I click on OK. So once I click on OK, it will automatically create a new table for me and call it measures. So this is measures 2. So let's rename it and call it measures. Right. So
your screen is not off, sir.
It's off.
Oh no, I can see your screen. Yeah, I can see your
Okay.
screen. Clearly. Yes.
Maybe it's a network. Then I'll click on close and apply. Coming. All right. Close and apply. So once I close and apply, it's going to bring the table here into Power Query. So it's loading it, detecting relationship, nothing is there. So this is my measures. Now I'm going to be storing all my measures and be putting them in this measures table. So I'll right click on it. I'm going to be creating a new measure. So if you check my table, my facts table, I have a column that said total sales. I'm going to be calling this total sales. So to get my total sales, what do? I'm going to use the sum function. I'm going to be summing up all my sales together. I'll call this sales. It's going to be my fact table. So this is my first measure. This is my total sales now. So now I want to do something. I want to create a folder and store everything total, because I'm going to be creating total. I call it total sum. Sorry, it's a mistake. Total sales. So I'm going to be creating a folder and be storing anything that has to do with total. That means total, just to make your work look very organized and make it easy to locate something when you're looking for them. So when I'm going to create total sales, total profit, total revenue, total orders, just a few of them. So I'm going to show you how to put all of those things into a folder so that you can easily locate them. So click on total sales here, go to my modeling view, then under properties here, you will see a part that said, scroll down, you see a part that said display folder. I see the display folder, then you type in total. So I want to create a folder named total. Once I click on enter, you will see that my total sales is now inside the folder called total. So let's put total quantity, or total. Let's do total profit for now. Let's do total profit. So total profit is going to be equals to total profit is going to be equals to sum of my what profits. Right. So now once I click on enter, so you can see that my total profit has been stored into the folder named total. So can you all see? So now it's stored into the folder named total. So let's do another one. Let's call it new measure, right? Let's call it total orders. Not the total number of orders, total orders. So my total number of orders, I'm going to do a distinct count, not a count. So I want to know the total number of orders based on their order ID in the facts table. I'm going to do a distinct count equals to, so distinct count of the order ID, right? Then I click on enter. So now I'm just trying to create a few of them. So let's do for average. So I want to know my average discount, my average sales, my average sales per order, just a few number of them. So to do that, I'm going to close this folder. Then I'll come to my measures here again, because I'm trying to create average and it's not going to be inside this total folder. I'm going to create a new folder for average, right? So I'll click on new measure here, right? New measure. I click on this. I want to know my average discount because we have a discount column in the fact table. So I call this average discount. So my average discount equals to, we're going to use the average function, average of what? Of the discount in the fact table, discount. So this is it. So now I'm going to be creating a folder named average. I'm going to be storing anything that has to do with average. So the same method, click on average discount, come to model view, then under display folder, then give it a name and call it, give it a name and call it average. All right. So click on enter, then we have that. So we have average discount already. Now this is it, right? So now I'm going to create average sales. I want to know my average sale. So, or let's say average sales per order. So I want to know average sales per order. I click on new measure. So coming. So this is going to be average sales per order. This is going to be equals to I'm going to be using the divide function. That's divide. I'm going to call it divide. I'm going to be dividing the total sales, right? Divide, comma, then the numerator here is the total sales, the denominator here is the what? Total orders, right? Then comma, then alternate result here is 0, then close your bracket. Then this is the average sales per order. Let's do one more, just one more. Then I will call it average quantity per order. Just the same way we did this. So we call this average quantity per order, average quantity per order. It's going to be equals to, I'm also going to be using the divide function. So that will be what? Total quantity. Oh, we've not created okay. That will be what? Sum of what? Sum of what? Total quantity. Sum of quantity rather. Sum of quantity. Then denominator is going to be total orders, right? Then alternate result 0. Then this is going to be my average quantity per order. So now after doing that, so now let's create our profit margin because we want to know our profit margin because there's a profit column in the data set, right? So let's know our profit margin. So I'm going to close this one. Close this folder. I'm going to create a new one, new measure, and call it profit margin. So I'll call this my profit margin, profit underscore margin. So just call it profit margin. So profit margin equals to still the same divide function. So to calculate my profit margin, I'm going to be dividing my total profit divided by my total sales. So this is way to calculate our profit margin, comma 0. Then I click on enter. So to calculate my profit margin, I'm going to be dividing my total profit by my total sales. So now, with that being done, we can as well on your own, you can create your minimum and maximum sales on your own. So there are other time intelligence function I want us to do, but because of our time, we won't really go into that. So you can calculate sales month to date, sales year to date. We can also do sales per customer. But for now, let's work on a time intelligence function that is very important, which is what? Previous year. We want to know our previous year sales, previous year profit, and previous year quantity. So how do I do that? So I'll come here, right? So I'm going to clicking on new measure. I'm trying to create a new measure. I'm going to be calling this previous year sales. Previous year sales. So previous year sales equals to, I'm going to be using the calculate function. I'm going to be calculating the total sales based on what? The same period last year. So same period last year. Same period last year of the what? Of the date in my calendar dimension table. So this is way to calculate your previous year sales. When I click on enter, so I'm going to be using the same formula for my what? So I can just Control A and Control C everything. So I'll use the same thing for my previous year profit and previous year quantity, right? So now I'm going to be creating a new folder, like where we always do, and call it previous year measures. All right. So I click on enter, then I'll come back to my table view. So this is my previous year sales, right? So I'm going to click on this previous year measure. I'll create a new measure and I'll call it previous year. So I'll just copy and paste the previous one I had. So I'll just edit it and call it this one previous year profit. And call this previous year profit. So I'm trying to compare. I'm using previous year because I'm trying to compare the profit we have in our current year with the one we had in our previous year. So that's the function of this time intelligence function we are using here. So I'm going to be calling this total profit, right? And my same period last year is going to be the same to my calendar dimension date. I click on enter. Then okay, you can do the same thing for previous year quantity. It's just the same method. Just use it. You just replace this with quantity, then calculate the total quantity. Use the same period last year, and you're good to go. So now, since we've done our previous year, so now we can know our current year. We can compare with our previous year. So now, what we want to do, we want to calculate our year-over-year sales. We want to know we want to see how well our sales has grown over the years. That's why we are going to use the time intelligence function to do that. So now to do that, I'll come over to new measures here. I'm going to be creating a new measure, right? So I'll call this year over year sales. So I'm going to give the percentage symbol because it's going to be percent year over year. It's usually written like this. And so year over year sales, let me specify year over year sales, which is equals to, so now I'm going to drop to a new line. I'm going to be creating a variable and call it variable A. And my variable A is equals to what? Divide. I'm going to be dividing my what? My total sales by my previous year sales. I'm dividing my total sales by my previous year sales. Then I'm going to be subtracting 1. So with that, I'll come to a new line by clicking on Shift Enter on my keyboard. Now I'll create a new variable and call it label. So I'll click on label. Then I'm going to give this a new name. Sorry, I'm going to format this rather. I'm going to format this and call it format. I'm going to be formatting A. So I just want to format this this variable I created here into a percentage symbol. That's what I'm just trying to do here. So I'll create something like this. I'll call it hash 0.0%. I'm going to put this percentage symbol there. Then I'll close the bracket. Then I'm going to return, Shift Enter. I'm going to return the what? The label. Sorry. I'm going to return the label. And so a percent symbol. And if my variable A is greater than 0, sorry, this might look confusing to some of us, but we just have to know our year-over-year growth. So I just want to like format this way and try to include a little icon. Maybe once it is above 0, it's going to show me a particular emoji or icon. And once it is below 0, it's going to show me, so I can just track my year-over-year sales. So that's what I'm just trying to do. So that's why it's looking like this actually. So now I'm going to put it. So if my previous year, if my year-on-year growth for sales is greater than 0, so I'm going to put an emoji. So to look for the emoji on your Power BI, click on Windows and full stop. So once I do that, you can see that something has popped up, an emoji, or is it like call it emoji or GIF, something like that. So it has popped up. Then you click on this. So if it is greater than 0, I want it to show this, right? Enter. Okay. I guess that's shown already. Yeah, that's shown. I'm just clicking it repeatedly. Sorry. That's shown already. Then else, if my year-over-year sales is less than 0, what will happen? It should show the down. It will show the arrow down. So if you show an arrow up, that means my year-over-year growth is what, greater than 0. That means the company or the organization is making a year-over-year growth in their total sales or their total revenue. But once you can see this icon moving down, that means there's a decrease in sales over the years. Then I'll close my bracket. Then so now just click on enter. So I've done this for my year-over-year sales. So if you want to do for your profit or for your quantity, you can just change the formula, change this to quantity, right? Change this total sales to total quantity, change this to previous year quantity, and leave the formatting like this. Then it's all going to work. So now we are done with. Are we done? Should I say we are done with our let me do this. Let me just do one for profit so that we can all understand. So let me just copy this. Let me just do one for profit. I'm going to keep inside a folder and call it year over year. Year over year measures. Sorry, year over year measures, right? Measures. Enter. Then okay. Where is it? Year over year. Guys, this is yes. I'm going to be creating a new one for total profit, right? So I'll right click new measure. I guess I've copied this one. So I just click on Control V, right? So I just change the total sales here to profit. Profit. Then my total sales here into what? Total profit, right? Then my previous year is going to be what? Previous, have I created for profit? Yeah, profit, right? Then I just click on enter. So now we've done that. So now let's go into our, so this, let's go to our report view now. So now we've created all our tables, my calendar dimension table, the facts table, and we will also have all our measures, right? We have this, we have everything. So everything is intact. So what we want to do now is that we want to create our dashboard. So let's start creating our dashboard. So now this data set is big enough to create a full report. This dashboard, this data set is big enough to create a full report, but you're just going to be creating a single page dashboard on your own hand. Maybe for practice, maybe when you're practicing later, you can create multiple pages, or you can create other aspects of the data set, because what I'm going to be working with today is going to be on sales and profit performance, sales and profitability performance dashboard. So you can also create other things. You can create a trend dashboard, you can create a dashboard based on the quantity. Maybe this, you want to do a sales volume analysis, you can create a dashboard for that. So now we're going to be doing a sales and profitability dashboard. Are we all following? Just confirm. Are we all following? Are we all following? Just give the thumbs up or anything.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to be creating a dashboard. So now the dashboard, now I want my canvas. So my canvas here. So I want to change it to custom. My canvas setting, I guess it's too small. So this 16 by 9. So I want to create a custom canvas setting. So the height. So I want it to be, let's call it this height. Let me see this height. Okay, this height is okay. And the width. Let me call it 1, 2. Should I give it a value? 1, 2. Okay, let's give it this. So I'm going to change the alignment from top to what, middle, because I can't see the top. I can see I'm seeing this margin here. I'm seeing all this margin, but I can't see the top margin. You have to change your vertical alignment to what? To middle. So you can see all the margin here now. So now I'm going to be, so I said we are going to create a sales and profitability performance dashboard, right? So now I'm going to include 5 KPIs, which are my what? My total sales, total profit, profit margin, total customers. Oh, I've been calculating total customers. Okay, total orders and average quantity. So now let's create our KPI. So to create your KPI or card, just come here to card visual. This is a card visual. We're going to use a card visual for this. So my card visual is going to be showing me. So all these measures we're creating, we're going to be displaying everything here with our card visual. So I'm going to be displaying my total sales, right? So if I'm going to my total sales now, I'll come to my measures. Then I know that it's going to be under total because we've created the folder for it already. It's going to be very easy to navigate. So can we all see? This is my total folder. Now click on total sales. Instead of me trying to scroll and start looking for total, where total is. So this is just a faster method of doing it. So this is my total sales now. So can we all see it's showing 2.30 million? So we just keep that here. So let's create another one again. So to create another one, I can just duplicate this, Control C. And since I'm trying to create 5, I can just paste it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 times. Now bring them out. So these are my card visuals. These are my card visuals. So one more time, exactly. So now this one is going to be for what? Total profit. So I can just change my total sales here into what? Total profit, right? Then the next one is going to be my profit margin. I can just uncheck total sales and move to my profit margin. I think I created profit margin here. Yeah, this profit margin. So can you all see 0.12? So we're going to format profit margin as percentage. So we're going to format it as percentage. I'll show you how to do that. Then, because we want to see it as a percentage, not in form of decimal number like this. So the next one we're going to be doing here is my what? My total. Did I calculate total? Yeah, total orders. So I'll remove this and click on total orders. Then for my total, for the last KPI, I'm going to be using let's see, let me check anything in my average. So let's use our average discount. Let's do our average discount. So I'm going to uncheck total sales and click on average discount. So now, okay, my average discount is 16, 0.16. Or let's use average quantity. Let's use average quantity. Anyone works. So this is average quantity per order, right? So now we are done with our KPIs. So now let's move into our, we are going to be using five visuals in this dashboard. One is going to be total sales. Let's see one total sales by customer segment. So my customer segment, I'll come to my customer dimension table here and I click on segment, right? So this is my, I'm going to be showing this with a donut chart. So I want to use a donut chart for this. So I'm using a donut chart because I want to show a part to all contribution. Don't just pick anyhow chart for your dashboard. I don't want to see something like this. So if you are trying to create and you are using maybe a scatter plot for this kind of visual, or you are using a line chart, sometimes I say a lot of things like, see, your dashboard should be as simple as possible that even a layman can understand what you're trying to build. Don't just build something that once I look at it at first glance, I can't even tell. Looking at this at first glance, I can't even tell anything. I have to start squinting my eyes to know that, okay, what is this trying to tell me, or what is this trying to tell me? So your dashboard should be easy to understand at first glance. So I said we're going to be using a donut chart for this because we're trying to show a part to all contribution. Now looking at this, you can easily understand that, okay, this is my legend here, this is my customer, this blue here represents customer. This, let me zoom it so that you guys can see this well. Sorry. All right. So now looking at this well, we can see our customer with this color, corporate with this color, home office with this color, and I can easily tell the revenue or the sales by customer, which is 1.16 million. By this, very easy to navigate and easy to understand. So don't just use any other chart for your visual. So with that being done, so let's create our. Let's use let's try to create let's use a column chart to know the total sales by region. So I said this that we are going to be working based on sales and profit only. So let's do total sales by region, right? So I'll click on total sales by region. Where's region? Region should be under location, right? So I just go to my location dimension table and click on region. So this is my region. So now this is my total sales by region. But I think going to do a lot of formatting on these visuals. We're still going to do a lot of formatting on this, but this is easy to understand at first glance. We can see that west here is the highest, followed by east, and the list is what? South. And this is just easy to understand. We are going to do a lot of formatting because this is still looking kind of noisy. We want to make our dashboard so simple to understand. So we'll still get there. So now let's create another one. Sorry. Let's create another one and call it total profit by ship mode. I'm working based on profit and sales. So total profit by ship mode. So ship mode. So ship mode will be under, I think it's under the facts table. Let's check. So if you are seeing a lot of these folders open, you can close everything. Just right click on one of them and click on collapse all, just to collapse everything and easily find what you're looking for. So under this superstore facts, so let's click on ship mode, right? Right, this ship mode. So now, okay, this is another one. Easy to understand. So I can use a bar chart for this. Anyone, I can use a column chart or a bar chart. So far, I can understand what the chart is trying to say. We are still going to break everything down. So now, let's create a line chart also. So I want to also create a line chart. I'm just trying to bring out all the charts first before I start going to the dashboard design and everything. So let's create a line chart. Okay, a line chart showing the total sales by month. So I want to know my total sales by month. So let me click on a line chart. So this is a line chart here. So click on line chart. So I want to know my total sales by month. So I'll click on total sales, right? Total sales. Oh, sorry, not here. My measures, right? Now click on total, under total, move to total sales. And I'm doing this by month, right? So I'll come to my calendar dimension table and I'll click on month. So now I can see my total sales by month. You can see starting from November, December. So when you're using a line chart, it has to be in order. Since I'm doing something by month, I have to see everything in the way month is supposed to follow, which is what? January 1st, followed by February, followed by March, down to December. So let's try and sort this. I'm going to sort this in ascending order. I'm going to be sorting the month. I'm going to sort the month in what? In ascending order. So once I'm sorting ascending order, okay, starting from, so now what Power BI is doing now is that it's sorting this month in ascending order based on the way they appear in the alphabet. Then we have A, then followed by D, followed by F. The last one is what? September. So now I'm going to do something, right? I'm going to sort this, and I want to make sure it follows the right order, which is what? January, February, down to December. So to do that, I'll come to my calendar dimension table here, right? And I'm going to create a new column and call it month number. I'm going to call it month number. Month num. Just call it month num. NUM. right? I'm going to say equals to, I'm going to be using the month function, right? So this month function is extracting the number of the month. That means January will appear as 1, February will appear as 2, March will appear as 3, December will appear as 12. So of my calendar date, right? So I'll close my bracket, click on enter. So now if I check my table view or my data view, I can see that under my calendar dimension table, I have my month number to be what? 1, 1. So you can see that January here is showing as 1. So I'm going to sort this month based on this month number. So how do I do that? I'll come under sort by colon. I'll click on month number. You can see month, date, month number, quarter, week, date. I'll click on month number. So once I click on month number, you can see Power BI is working on it. Then when I come to my table view, so can we all see that it's well arranged already? So I can see everything now from January to December, January, February, March. So we are taking to format our line chart. And lastly, let's use a map visual. Let's show a map visual. So a map visual showing the total profit by state. So let's do a total profit by state. So my fact table, right? So total profit rather, sorry. I'll come to my measures. I'll click on total profit. And I'm going to be doing this by state. By state. So you can see that your dashboard should tell something it's trying to explain. What I'm trying to explain here is the sales and profit performance only. You can decide to work on the quantity. You can decide to work on, you can decide to do a breakdown of something that you want to just, you can decide to work on trend. Just try to like explain, or let's try to like do your dashboard to make it explain something. So now this is my total profit by, I'm going to do by month, sorry, by state rather. So I'll go to my location, I'll click on state. Then I want this to be a map visual, and I'm going to click on map here. So can you all see field map? So it's telling me, okay, can you all see this? This is beautiful. This is my map visual. So it's telling me to upgrade to Azure, right? Let me zoom. Sorry, it's telling me to, this visual type is being retired soon. Blah blah. Okay, let's upgrade. Right. So just click on upgrade. Let's see what it will bring out for us. Okay, it's still rolling. So let's start creating our dashboard. Okay, I guess it's done upgrading. Let me see. All right, so this has upgraded exactly. It has upgraded into this. So I guess this is better. So can we see United States? It's still trying to load. I guess it's still loading. So let's start doing our design. So I'm going to be creating a side navigation bar. I'm going to be creating a side navigation bar. Coming. Okay. So I'm going to be creating a side navigation bar.
Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. So I'm trying to create a side navigation bar. So to do that, I will let me bring all of these things here. I'm going to bring all of these things here. So if we are trying to create multiple reports, the sidebar will be, it will be very good, but we can still add it here. So to create it, I'm going to be inserting a picture, sorry, a shape. So I'm going to click on insert, click on shapes, and I'll click on rectangle, right? So I want to insert a rectangle here. So this is a side navigation bar I'm trying to create here. So I just bring this here. So I'll drag this down. Sorry, let me zoom out. I think my zooming is really okay. Right, this is better. I'm going to be creating a side navigation bar, something like this, right? So I'm going to be giving this a padding. I don't like the way it is rectangle like that. I want it to have a rounded curve shape, right? So I'll come to style or shape rather. I'll give it a rounded corner of 25. Sorry, 35. Let's make it 35. 35 will be better. So this is 35 pixel, right? So let's look at the way it looks like now. I will see it's giving a nice shape. So now for my KPIs, I'm going to reduce all of this. I'm going to reduce all of this. So I'm going to be giving this also a nice shape. So I'll reduce all of this. So let me look at this shape here. Look at formatting, right? Sorry, properties under shape properties. So it's 160 by 275. So I'll do the same thing here. 160 by 275. 160 by 275. 275. Right. So I'm going to be doing the same thing here too. 160 by 275. I guess the shape is enough. 275. That's like just cover up spaces here, right? So this is it. Then I'll bring out this one again. So I'll call it 160 by 275. 160 by 275. 160 by 275, right? And lastly, I'll add this one here also. So 160 by 275 also. That's going to be my weight and my height. I want them to have equal shape. 275. All right. So now I've created that already. So I'm going to be dragging this down a little bit because I'm going to be adding my title here. I'll drag this down a little bit. So in case you are looking for dashboard, let's assume that I'm confused about the kind of dashboard design I want. You don't, maybe you don't have a particular design in your head. Let's say you are not having a particular design in your head. You can come here and click on Power BI dashboard design. Just check it. Just try to check Google. Then come to images. You see a lot of designs here. There are a lot of designs online. Like if you want to pick one, just look for the one that you like, that you can try to replicate, right? So there are a lot of designs that you can just decide to let's say I like this one, I'll pick it, then I'll try to do what this person did. So that's the way you can try to improve your dashboard design. Because some of you are struggling with try to like create a very nice or beautiful dashboard. So people online have created templates and beautiful works. So you can try to replicate their work and see what they did and try to do something like that. So let's leave that and go back to what we are doing. So now I'm going to be adding this. So I'm going to be formatting them, right? Let me put them beside each other, right? I'm going to do align top because I want everything to be at the top, right? Drag it a little bit, right? I'm going to do align top. Sorry, let me bring this down. Sorry, Ctrl Z. Right. I'm going to do align top. Click on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to align everything to the top. So once I align, so this align here, go to format, then click on align top. I'm going to distribute it horizontally so that they can all have equal spaces. So I'll distribute horizontally. So you can also see they have equal spaces now. I'm going to give this a padding also. I'm also going to pad this. I'm going to give it a padding also. So I'll come to my shape effect, then visual border, click on visual border. I want to give it a rounded corner also. I'll give it 25 pixel. So just 25 pixel. So I'll do the same here. So on it, give it 25 pixel. Right? Then same thing here, on it, visual border on, then also 25 pixel. Right? Same here. Click on this. Visual border 25 pixel. Right? And lastly, this. Okay, 25 pixel, right? So now we've done that. So now can we also see where our dashboard is looking now? So we're trying to bring out the beauty. So we're almost there. So now let's add our donut chart. We're going to be adding. So now I want my map visual to be at the bottom here, beside my line chart. So these two are going to be at the bottom, while these three are going to be at the top, right? These three are going to be at the top here, and the map and the other one is going to be at the bottom. So now let's do this. Well, coming. We're still going to format our map visual, all of these charts. We're still going to do a format. We're still going to format them very well, but let's just align them first before we do that. So I'll click here. So I'm going to align them to the top. I don't want to give them extra. I don't want to give them a lot of spaces. I don't want to give them too much space. I don't want to be adding too much space. Let me just give this down, drag this down. Okay. Exactly. Then reduce this a bit. Drag this up. Drag this down. All right. Okay, I'm coming. Drag this a little bit here. Drag this here. Okay, if I keep dragging, keep dragging. Okay. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll still give this an extra width of the canvas. So the canvas, I want to give it an extra width of let's say 2050. Right. I guess that would be okay. 2050. So it's not looking enough. So I'll adjust this here now. Yeah, I guess this is better. This is very much better. So now I'll drag this down, right? Then same here. So I want them to have equal number of spacing. Equal number of spacing. I drag this up. Sorry. I drag this up. I think there's a chart here, right? So I want them to have equal number of spacing, right? So now I'm going to be clicking on this, click on this, click on this, and I'm going to distribute it vertically. Right? Okay, I'll come to format. I'll click on align, then distribute vertically. So now they all have equal number of spacing. So now I'm going to be formatting this and this also, right? So everything is going to be aligned at the top. So I still have to give this extra spaces. We'll still go into that. So now, okay, I guess this is being done already. So I'm going to align this one horizontally to give them equal number of spacing, align horizontally. All right. So that being done, then I'll do the same for my month. Okay. So this is just to show the trend. Then I drag this here. Okay, there are 6 spaces here. Right. So I just have to. So I guess the one we did before was correct. So I'm coming.
Wow, thank you so much. This is beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We are not done with it yet.
All right.
Let's just give it to
yeah, 5 more minutes. Yeah, at least 5 more minutes.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me just quickly round up. So let's just give it a side navigation bar of so I think I found a particular color online that was very beautiful. So let's try to make use of it. 0. I saw F7, F8, right? Yeah, I found this is going to be for the background rather. Then for the sidebar, let's make use of this. 0, 0, 4. Yeah, this is better. So this is going to be for the side, and for the background now, I'm going to be inserting a shape. So I can just let's background. I insert a shape. Okay, a rectangle, and this is going to cover the whole background, right? Down, and I'll send it to the back. So send backwards, send to back. So now you can see that it's already at the background. Then I'll style it and give it a color of and give it this particular color, right? And give this particular color. Yeah, this is going to be my background. So I'm also going to be formatting a lot of this, but because of our time, let me just insert a title. We still have a lot of things to do actually. So before I insert my title, let me just explain something. So now for my total sales by region, I don't want to see my x-axis. I don't want to see my y-axis rather. So I have to off it. My y-axis. I want to make my dashboard so easy to understand at first glance. At first glance now, I can understand that West is the highest, but I don't know the value that West is giving me. I know it's in between 0.6 and 0.8, but I don't know the exact value. So what do? I will click on okay. Then I'm going to off. So I want to remove this 0.8 here. So I'm going to remove the title, both the total sales here and the value. So I want to check. I will remove this. Now I will now move to my data labels. I'll click on my data labels. So can we see my data labels now? So it's formatted as million, 0.73 million, but I would love it to be formatted as what? I would love it to be formatted in thousands, right? So the show display unit in thousands. Yeah, this is better. So now I can see that West here has the highest, followed by East, and I can see the revenue generated by each of these regions. So I'll do the same thing for this. Sorry. I'll do the same thing. So let me just play around up. I'll do the same thing for I'll just format it for ship mode. I will remove this x-axis here because it's not needed. So I'll remove the title, both the title and the value. Then I'm going to include the data labels. I want to know the revenue generated by each of these the profit rather generated by each of these ship mode. So can you all see the values here? So we're still going to do a lot of formatting, but because of our time, so let's do the same for our line chart. So our line chart now, I can see that February here is the lowest, but I don't know the total sale generated by that month of February. I can see it's the lowest here, so I just need to format it. And okay, I'm going to be including, I'm going to remove both these y-axis, both the values and the title. So I'm going to be removing both the values and both the values and the title, right? So now I've removed them. So now I'm going to be adding data labels to it because I don't know the total sales by each of those months now. So I have to add the data labels. So can you all see? These are the data labels, and I can just do a little bit of formatting and give it a smooth line, just a smooth line. So I come here under linear interpolation, just click on smooth. So can you all see this is giving a smooth, it's looking nice already. Then I guess the formatting. So we are done with the formatting of each of those visuals. So now just for me to add the title, so I need to play add the title, click on shape, text box. Where's my text box here? Sorry, text box. I'm going to call this sales. Okay, you can't see this. Let me drag it. So sales and profitability, profitability performance dashboard. I'm going to call this title. So let me reduce the size. So let me reduce the size. Right. Now I'm going to reduce the size, and I drag it up here. Right. Then I'll reduce this. Extend this. We're almost done. Extend this. Right. Extend this up to this point. I also want to include the timeline here, but because of the time, so I won't include the timeline. So Control A. I'll just increase the font size. Let's make it 44. Right. Yeah, this is better. Make it bold. Yep. So make it black also. Should I make it black? Yeah, let's make it black. I guess it's black already. Yeah, exactly. So this is it. Then I'm going to be increasing it here. So let me increase the height a little bit so you can see everything. Profitability performance dashboard. I can't see the dashboard. Exactly, dashboard. So now I'm going to be increasing this a little bit to match the height of the title. Then the title is supposed to have the same background color with this, with the original background color. So this, they're going to have the same background color, right? Yeah. So now under here, this I'm going to be adding my slicers. So I'm going to be slicing by year. So by year, this is my year now. I'm going to be slicing by year. So I'm going to click on slicer. This is slicer here. So I don't want my slicers to be like, I want it to be a drop down. So I'll come to slicer settings. I'll click on drop down. So can we all see this drop down? Then I'll click on this. It is a drop down. This is what I want my slicer to be. So I'm going to do Control C and Control V. I'll paste it. I think I'm going to be creating about. Okay, Control Z. So let's create another one for months, right? Let's create another slicer for months. Or let's say region. Let's use region. Same thing, same method. Come here, sales, drop down. So this is another one for region. So you just have to create multiple slicers. So I'm going to be arranging my slicers at the side by here. All right, then what else? Let's do by month also. Let's also do by month. Let's do by month. My month, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be slicing by month also. So I'm going to be creating a drop down. So in case maybe on your own hand, you're not creating a drop down. Something about slicer is that they have to see all the values in your slicer. You can't create a slicer and let's say you are trying to show a slicer here. Let's say you're not using a drop down. Let me show you an example. Let's say you're using a vertical list, right? You can't do your slicer like this. It's not appropriate because I'm only seeing January, February, and March. Because people you are showing your dashboard to, they are thinking that you only have 3 months in your data set. So if you're showing your slicer, you have to show everything inside down to December. So in case you're not using a drop down, you have to show everything from January down to December. But now, since I'm trying to put about 4 slicers here, and if I should show a drop down if I should show everything like this, it's not going to contain this sidebar. So that's why I'm using a drop down for each of them, right? So in the case they click on the drop down, once they click on the drop down, they can see the full list. So that's why I'm using a drop down option for the slicer. So this is it. This is by month, but this is by region. And let's do one more. And let's say by, I guess we only have one country here. We only have one country. Let's say by ship mode. So I guess we have ship mode in this place in my my fact table. So this is my ship mode, right? Oh, sorry, this is it. I have to click on ship mode. Yeah, this is my ship mode. I'm going to be adding a slicer, right? So I'm going to use the drop down option. Slicer, vertical list, drop down. Yeah. So I guess we are good to go. So these slicers are going to be having the same, okay, the background of these ones. So I want to give it a but not too white because they are too white like this. I want to give it something different, right? So I think the color is FE, so it's going to be like this. So I like this kind of white because it's not too white. And you'll see it has changed already. So I want something like this. So I'll do the same thing for the background color. I just need something that is not too white, just to bring out the beauty. Okay. Something that is not too white. Background color, something that is not too white. Not too white. Yeah, right. And I'll do the same thing for my slicers too, because they are going to have the same color. The same color all through. Same color. Same color. Click here. Having the same color. And here also having the same color. Right? So now that is that. So now we are also going to be also for my KPIs also. They also have to have that kind of background. Trust me. The same background. Same background. Just to bring out the beauty of the visuals. Same thing here. Same thing here. Same thing here. Right? So now I don't like where my title is. These are not titles, these are call out titles. So I want to give it my own personal, okay, call out labels rather. So this is total sales, right? So I'll come here and give it a very good. So the title is going to be at the top. I'll call it total sales. Right? Now align it to the what? To the center. Just click on alignment here. Same thing here, total profit. Right? I'm going to be switching off my call out label. Call it total profit. Profit, right? Then same thing, same alignment here, center. Same thing here, profit margin. Title. What is profit margin? So I thought we are going to put our profit margin in form of percentage, right? Profit margin. Then align to the center also. Same thing with my total number of orders. Title. Total orders. Total orders. Then I'll align it to the center. Then the next one is average quantity per order. So that's the title. The average quantity per order, right? So I'm going to put it also at the center. So now, since I have this, I have to remove the call out value, obviously, because I can't be having two titles in my dashboard. I can't be having two titles in my KPI rather. Okay. Also remove this as well. Remove this. Yeah. So my titles here also, they also have to be formatted to be at the center also. Can't be here. It has to be at the center. Center. As well as this center and this center. Also, you have to give it, since we padded these KPIs, these card visuals, we also have to pad this one and give it a padding of 25 pixel. The same one, the same way we give the KPIs. I call it rounded corner about 25. Right? Come here also and check it. So call it rounded corner about 25. Same here. Rounded corner about 25. I just want to do that for everything. 5. Same here. So everything can look beautiful and be uniform as well. Then lastly for this, rounded corner about 25, right? Yep. So now this is looking good. So we just add, what remains is just to add little effect, little visual effects. So let me just align all of this. Let me just align my KPI and my slicers, because I just want to align them so that everything can stay well arranged. So let me increase it so we can all see this very well. So let's have to reduce this exactly, then increase this here also. I give them a little space. So let me look at the properties of this, the shape, rather, the height and the width, 67 by 346. So I can do the same thing here, 67 by 346, right? So I'll come down here, same thing, 67 by 346, and the same thing here, 67 by 346, right? We're almost done, almost done. So now with that being done, then let's take this here, take this here, take this here. So I want the last one should be to be this one, right? So the last one is going to be here, right? Okay. So now I'm going to be aligning. So let me do it here, right? So that it can be more space. So I'm going to be aligning everything to the left so that I can follow the alignment of the year slicer. Or I align everything to the left. I'm also going to distribute vertically so that I can all have equal spacing. So can we all see? This is well distributed vertically. So now this is this. Now we're going to be separating them. Sorry. Take on another thing. I'm going to be separating them with a line. I'm going to be starting a line. In shape, insert line. Okay. I'm going to be using a line to separate them. All right. So Control C, Control V, and I want to create another line, right? So drag this one down. So this one will be separating it. So I'm going to also give this line its own color. I'm also going to give this line. So now I'm going to be adding is a little title here. We're almost done. A little title. So I'm going to come to home. Sorry, rather insert a text box, right? So I'll call this Superstore Dashboard. I'll call it Superstore Dashboard, right? Superstore Dashboard. I will increase the number to 32. Oh, it's too big. I'll make it 24, right? So this is not Superstore. Superstore Dashboard, right? All right. I'm going to be, sorry, board is not even correct. There's no head here. Okay. So I'm going to be reducing this. I'll be putting it here. So there are different places to download icons, or if you want to make your dashboard really beautiful, you can download icons online. So I'll be dropping a link maybe on the group, on the community group website you can use to download different icons. So now this is my Superstore. So now I'm going to make it color white, right? So this is going to be color white, and I'm going to give it a background color, right? It's going to be this green. Wow, what's the background color of this green? Give me a minute. Style. Okay, this is it, right? So I'm going to be giving this a background color, right? Okay. A background color effect, background of this. So this is it. So I'll make this bold, Control A, Control B. So I found an icon, or I can use. So I'll just come to insert, click on images. So I'm going to be bringing an image, just one image here. So icons. So I saw this online. So I'll be sharing the link about to get icons like this you can use for your dashboard to make it really, really beautiful. So I found this online. So I'm going to be using this, right? Now that's for that. So I've done this. So now I can also add a reset button. So in case I use any of my slicer here, I can add a button to reset everything. I'm going to be adding a reset button, right? Okay. That's our navigator. So let's make it a shape, right? A shape, something like this. So I'll just bring this here. I just want to I want to reset all my slicers in case maybe I'm using multiple slicers at the same time. So I can just reset everything at once, right? So I can include a text box on this, right? So I'll just give this a color of white. So come to style, give this a white, the same white color we're giving it. Then I'll just include a little text box on top, just to call it a reset button, right? So then just include the text box, right? The text box, and I'll call it reset R RESET, right? Control A. Now bolding it. So I increase the number, is actually too tiny. Then Control B. Make it very bold. Yeah, I'm black. So I'll be dragging this down. Sorry. I'll drag this down. On this, right? I'll be placing it on top of it. I'm going to be aligning to the center. I guess the text is still tiny. So I'll increase from 14 to 20. It's still tiny. Let's make it 28. Exactly. This is looking better. So now, okay, this is looking better. Exactly. This is a reset button. So my reset button now, I'm going to be adding action to it because I want to give it an action. The action should be, so the action is automatically turned off. So the action should be what? Clear all slicer. Clear all slicer. So I'll click on clear all slicer. So in case I click on any slicer and I want to reset everything back to normal, all I need to do is to click on this button and it's going to clear all the slicer. So I guess that is that. So we're almost done. Okay, I've been saying we're almost done since I'm nearly done. Don't worry, we'll soon be done. Okay. All right, I guess these two are not the same height. Let me give them the same height. Okay. So now let me move this to the middle. Right, so you can also stay in the middle. Yep. Okay. Control Z. All right. Okay. Sorry, let me just drag this in the middle. Yeah, I guess you're all good. So yeah, let me just add one more. So the rest, what remains now is just to add an effect to this, to add the shadow effect, to push out all of those slices and to make everything really beautiful. Just come to shadow. Can you also see the effect that is given to it now? You just to add a very nice shadow effect. Can you also see bottom right? So I can do the same thing here. So just to add a nice shadow effect. But because of our time, let's just ignore that for now. So you can do that on your own. Just add a shadow effect to all of these visuals here. Can you see the way it's pushing out these KPIs, making them look really, really nice? So just push them out, push them out. So I'm going to be inserting a picture here. So these lines here also make them the same color. Okay, let me check if I can quickly do that. Shape, style, color, white. Okay, I guess it's not here. I guess it's border. Yeah, it's border. So make it this color exactly, and this one as well. Make it this color. So let me show you how to get your this way to get all your pictures. So these Victor icons and stickers. So I already bookmarked it here. So I'm going to be sending the link later on. So I'll click on search icon. Then let's say I'm looking for product. I want to put a product icon, a product picture rather. Okay, the network is really okay. It's trying to load. So let's just pick one. I need something that's color blue also. You can also filter the color to be blue. The filter is still loading. Let's just look for one we can download as fast as possible. Then I need something that's color green, right? Because we are trying to build our dashboard to be in form of green. So let's gradient. Color. So I want to make it something like color green, right? Just to make it look really beautiful. So let's pick one. Let's try. Let's scout. Which one can we really use? Okay, because of our time, just look for any nice picture you're seeing here, but let me just use this for now. I'm going to download the PNG pre-download. So I'm downloading. So you have to register on this site before you can download anything. I think it has a limit. I think 100 images per day, and I think that's enough. Come to my image here. I'm going to be inserting. Come to my download. This is the product icon I downloaded. I'm going to be putting it here. Because of our time, I don't want to really go into trying to pick a specific one or trying to like. Okay, I guess this is better. Yeah, this is better. So since we are talking about sales and product, I can just look for anything fun, or as well you can put the customer image here instead of putting a product image. Anyone works. Just put something there. Then I guess this is just align it here. This is at the center already now. So I guess my profit margin. Now let's add something to my profit margin. Sorry, my profit margin now. I want to put it in form of percentage. So I'll come to my call out value. So it currently is in okay. Call out value. Okay, let's click on profit margin measure. I created here. How to measure? Click on profit margin. Then I'll come here. Under the, can you see a measure tool has opened for me? So I'll click on percentage symbol. So it's going to format this thing to what 12% for me. So can you see 12.47%? And there's another one here, which is what? Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. So I guess we also, for my line charts, I can decide to also make it an area by adding this, right? So this is better. Then I can change the chart area. I can make it color green also, color green as well, just to make everything look beautiful. Shaded area, I change it to color green. Can match line color. Oh, I've not done the line. Okay, the line. Let's do the line color. I'm going to make the line color green as well. Hey, my system wasn't there. Okay, line color. Raise the color here. Okay, color. Yeah, this is color. I'm going to make it color green. So the color I'm going to be using for my visuals must be the same color with my sidebar. So your dashboard should not have multiple colors. Your dashboard should not have a lot of colors. I must not be saying, because some people put a lot. You can see like 6 different colors in some people's dashboard. It's not supposed to be like that. It should just be 3 colors at most. 3 colors. Can you see mine? To make it so simple, I'm only having 3 colors, which is what? The background, the sidebar, and this visual itself, and these KPIs. Those are the 3 colors I'm going to be having. So for my sales by region, I'll just click on the column here. I'll change the color also. The same color with my sidebar. Just push out the beauty. Same here. Same color with my sidebar, which is this, right? Yep. I guess we are good to go. And also for my slices, so I'll put the largest one. Which one is the largest here? I think it's the cost consumer, right? So I'll make it the same color as my sidebar. Then the rest of them is going to be a shade of this color. So I'll also put the same color, but it's going to be a shade. I will increase the transparency. Exactly, something like this. Okay, I'm coming. Something like this, right? Exactly. Then the last one, which is what? Home office. Can you see they are still the same color, but they are shades of each other. So you can separate them exactly. So can we all see the way this looks now? So your dashboard should not be having a lot of colors. This is looking really, really beautiful. I wish we can finish this, but our time won't allow us to finish that. So let me stop here for now. I'll finish.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. I personally enjoyed this section. How I wish everybody joined this section. Please, what do we say to Mr. Lawrence? Please just drop a comment. Please drop a comment. Please drop a comment. Please drop a comment. Please drop a comment. Let's see your reaction. Let me see how excited you are joining this section tonight. I want to appreciate Mr. Lawrence for this amazing section. Thank you so much. Miss Ruth, I love that. Thank you so much. Good. Everybody on this call is saying thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Lawrence, for putting this together. We appreciate the time spent. Actually, it ought to be 1 hour, but you can see we spent more than 1 hour. See, one thing I discovered about this section, Mr. Lawrence did a lot. Yes, in fact, if I was the one to come and teach you, I will not go through this route. Yes, I will not go through this route. I'm serious. But he went through tough route. He taught you a lot. He did data normalization. I will not teach you Power Query, right? But he did look at the routes he passed through. He still completed his dashboard. Please, everybody, let's celebrate. Let's give Mr. Lawrence a virtual applause. Please, let's celebrate him once again. Let's appreciate him once again, please. So we are not going to take questions because of time. So let's just wrap it up. Let's just wrap it up at this moment so that we can take our rest. Please, the recording will be available, so you can always fall back to it and then you can catch up with it. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence, for this wonderful and amazing section. All right, at Easy Tech, we offer Easy Tech Talent. Some of you are already familiar with Easy Tech Talent. What do? We give you projects to work on. It's more like an internship. We give you project to work on, and then the best student in that month gets a prize of 25,000 naira. For this month edition will be wrapping up by next week. We'll be wrapping up with the winners and presentation ceremony by next week. So please, we also love you to join this session so I can also learn from from us. Okay, so the last part we want to look into now is we are launching a new course, AI and automation. Some of you have heard about AI. This is a new course, an emerging course. If you're interested, please kindly send me a DM so that we can key you into the next course starting by next week, AI and automation. And also, if you're a student here, you don't have the entire capacity to go for Easy Tech Master class. You want to go for the pre-recorded class. The pre-recorded class is 5,000 naira. Pre-recorded class is 5,000 naira. We also have the master class. The master class, you have access to an instructor. Somebody comes to class to teach you, and it's 3 month training. And also there's certificate after the completion of your class. So for this one, this is 75,000 naira. You can also key in for it. And our next course gets to start by next month. And then when do you want to get started with your tech journey? The time is now. There's something I've observed. By next January, there will be more open roles. There will be open roles. There will be a lot of jobs because it's January. Of course, companies will need more staff. Company will need more team. Company will need more people to work with them to analyze their data. The best time to start is now. When you have the knowledge now, you have the skill now. By next year, you just get job, apply for job, and then you're good to go. All right, I want to appreciate everyone who have joined this session. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you so much for this wonderful and amazing session we've had together. I want to appreciate everyone who have joined. Thank you so much for joining this session. If you have questions, please kindly drop it on the group. Drop your feedback, drop what you've learned. And also, this session is recorded, will be available for you by tomorrow. Thank you so much. To have a lovely night rest. Take care of yourself. Easy Tech loves you. That'll be all for now. Bye.